what I want you guys to do is go ahead and subscribe. Get us to 250,000 subscribers over on our Chat Sports channel. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at the Raiders Report as well, you can go ahead and do so at youtube.com/Raiders Report. Bottom line is this: we're pumping out a lot of content over there on our main YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. So please go ahead, check it out. Please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. No matter the location, from OAKLA to LV, I'm a Raider. First question coming up here on the Raiders Reports from a super chat from Daniel. Thanksgiving game. Hope to see you there. Drink a beer, trying some Panda Sups. Awesome so far. I've never had anything from Panda Sups that isn't amazing. I mean, their protein as well. The fruity cereal, it's absolutely incredible. In terms of the Thanksgiving Day game, I don't know if I'll actually be there. I'll be doing a watch party here at the Raiders Report. But if you're going to be in Dallas, hit me up because I plan on trying to bar hop a little bit and meet as many Raider fans as I possibly can. Let's go to David Colbert. I don't know if we should be comparing Ruggs to Branch just because they both got off to a slow start and traded Quentin Nelson for Richie in a second. The reason why that Ruggs gets compared to Cliff Branch is not because of the slow start always. It's because the reason why he was drafted, I mean, Mark Davis flat out said, and so did Mayock, that Ruggs reminded them a lot of Cliff Branch in terms of the speed, what he's going to be able to bring to an offense. So that's the reason for the comparison. And yes, the slow start is another reason to be able to bring that up. Let's go to Raiders Smokey here. So Falcons get Bryan Edwards in a second. Raiders get Julio Jones. So earlier in the week, I said, hey, y'all, submit your trade ideas for Julio. This is one of the ones that actually had the most likes. So what do y'all think about this from Raiders Smokey trade idea? The Raiders get Julio Jones. The Falcons get Bryan Edwards and a 2022 second-round pick. Before I tell you whether or not I would take this or pass, you guys can get your votes in here. And be honest with me. Trade or pass? Would you make this deal if it meant that you could go out and get somebody like Julio Jones? Trade or pass? As much as I love Bryan Edwards, I am going to take this deal every single day of the week for the simple fact of I can get Julio Jones. And it really comes down to that. Now, maybe I might eat these words because if Bryan Edwards can stay healthy, he can be very good. I just don't know if he can be as good as what Julio Jones is right now, and that's kind of what I'm worried about right now. Let's go to this next super chat coming in from King Higgins. What up, my dude? Second and a third round pick is well worth Julio Jones when he is, what does it say, when he is healthy. Pull the trigger, Mayock. Dude, I'm kind of with you here in terms of if you can go out and get him for a second or a third round pick, you absolutely got to go ahead and do it. And it has nothing to do with, I want these other guys to flourish, Ruggs and, Renfro or some of these younger players. Julio's just that good. If you have an opportunity to go get somebody that good, you go ahead and do it. Let's go to Rico. What up, Rico? What up, Mitch? Love the show. I'm praying for Julio to the Raiders, and I'm not that religious. I think that's pretty funny. And, I mean, there's going to be a lot of Julio Jones talk on here because he basically said on Undisputed that I want out of there. I don't really want to be a part of the Falcons anymore. Whether he knew he was being recorded or not, I don't know about that. However, one of the teams that has been linked to Julio has been the Raiders. And anytime, you got trade rumors or this and that, John Gruden gets thrown in there, the Raiders get thrown in there, and I mean, again, if you can get Julio, you got to go ahead and do it. Super chat, Looney Rooney, what up, brother? Mitch, let me get a Raiders Stoner jersey. All right, first off, I'll give you Raiders. In terms of a Stoner jersey, I don't know what number they would give him if he does make it. I would say 42, but that's already taken by Corey Littleton, and I don't think you can go 420. The only guy that I've ever met with a 420 jersey number was this random man, and I can't think of his name. I met him in Las Vegas once. If you watch the show and you know who you are, hit me up because I'd love to know who already has that jersey. Let's go to Trevor. You're next up here on the Raiders Report, and as a reminder, y'all, use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat, and if we don't get to your question, you can always hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. What is the best move the Raiders have ever made and the worst move the Raiders have ever made? Love the show. I mean, I guess the best move that they've ever made. Oh, my Lord. Where do I even start? I guess I'll start with the worst move. I know it's maybe not a move that you're maybe talking about, but taking Jamarcus Russell as early as they did, that's probably the worst draft pick of all time, so that's the worst move that I've ever seen. The best move that the Raiders have ever made, I mean, I guess either drafting a guy like Tim Brown or drafting a guy like Marcus Allen. I mean, that's probably the route I'm going to go. If you're talking about a free agent move, honestly, no top free agent moves are coming off the top of my head right now. So Sorry about that. All right, y'all, if you love the Raiders Report, go ahead and subscribe and join us every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. I don't want you to miss anything going on. And reminder, please go ahead and also subscribe to Chat Sports if you guys are looking for NFL news and rumors. And if you're watching this live on Tuesday, I'm going to be live on the channel tomorrow. And our live shows on Chat Sports, man, they're like 2 hours long. So if you guys could, go check it out. I'll be there tomorrow talking about a whole bunch of different topics. And the more people we can get repping the nation there, I'd appreciate it. All right, let's go to a Super Chat coming in from Ox3131. If we fire Gruden, who would you hire as the next head coach? Well, if you fire Gruden, it's $50 million down the drain, and maybe he stays true to his word, but I don't know about that. Who would I hire as a head coach? I'd have to see who's available. I mean, out of the top candidates right now, the fact that Brian Daboll's still out there definitely is intriguing to me. Eric Bieniemy, another person I thought would be gone. So if those two guys are available, there's by far the first two people that I pick up the phone. And no disrespect to John Gruden, but if you'd ask me right now who would I rather have to be a head coach, John Gruden or Eric Bieniemy or Brian Daboll, I'll take both of those guys over Gruden. Let's go to Big Time Willie. Don't even want to know how you got that nickname. All right, what away game would be better to go to, Steelers or Browns? I'm thinking about sitting front row in all white in the dog pound. I will say that Browns fans are pretty crazy. Sam's a big fan of Baker Mayfield because he went to Oklahoma, but I also know this. Growing up in Pennsylvania, Steeler fans are really crazy. So, like, if you ask me which fans are crazier, I think Steeler fans are actually crazier than the Browns, even though Browns fans probably deserve a little bit more love because of all the struggle. But I also think that we have a better chance of beating the Steelers than we do the Browns. That Brown team's going to be pretty damn tough. Let's go to this one from Hello S. Trade Julio for Ruggs. All right, so you're simply saying trade Julio Jones from Henry Ruggs straight up. So this was another trade idea thrown together. And I'll tell you what, this one's pretty interesting. So what do y'all think about this? The Raiders get Julio. The Falcons get Henry Ruggs. So after 1 year, the first-round pick from last season, you're already going to move on from him, and you have an opportunity to get Ruggs, or you also have an opportunity to get Julio. So would you make this trade? Yes. Or would you not make this trade? Type no. The only way that you say yes to this is if you're 100% confident that Julio is going to be the player that you want him to be. If you're going to type no, I am going to call you crazy because I will still go ahead and take Julio Jones over Ruggs. And it's not that I don't like Ruggs. It's just I have more confidence in Julio being great the next 3 years than I do Henry Ruggs being great the next 3 years. So you can hate on me all you want. All right, we got Project 1337. Don't get me wrong, I love CARR, and if we can upgrade, we should. However, why do people treat CARR like he's the problem? He doesn't give up points per game. So it's twofold to this, right? I mean, you're going to have the lazy fan that says, oh, Derek Carr, quarterback wins, this and that. And that's all they're going to look at, and that's fine. That's part of the reason why he gets paid so much money. It's because the quarterback takes on a lot of that blame. But I'm not saying that he is the problem, but I also don't know if he's 100% the solution either. A lot of people would argue, I mean, here at Chat Sports, we did our quarterback rankings. I mean, they had Justin Herbert higher than him. They had Patrick Mahomes obviously higher than him. And let's just say Aaron Rodgers isn't happy and he ends up going to Denver. You could honestly say that Derek Carr is the worst quarterback in this division. You're not going to win many football games with that. And the other reason is this. If they do extend him, can you end up putting a lot of talent around him then? I mean, these are a lot of questions that remain to be seen because we have seen this. When he doesn't have a lot of talent, they don't win football games. So, something to think about. All right, let's go to Sean Forbes. What up, Sean? Much love. Appreciate the super chat, my dude. Hey, Mitch. Hope all is well. Just saying, hey. Also, I'm moving to Texas soon. We should get a beer. Really excited for this year. Feel like we can be a dark horse for a wild card team. Let's go Raiders. I will say out of all the teams in the AFC West, if you guys are like to bet, I think the last time I saw the odds on Las Vegas was like plus 1,200, which they're projected to finish last in the division. I will take those odds considering the fact that they have gotten better this year. The offense might take a step back, but I'm hoping that the defense can play better. And if you're in Texas, if you're near Dallas, hit me up. I live in downtown. More than happy to grab a beer. Let's go to Jason. Appreciate you, dude. I think our defense is going to shine way better with this new defensive coach, Gus Bradley. Totally agree. Then last year, we always picked up first-round players, and they don't look good because our old defensive coach. This is one of those topics where we talk about how often the Raiders' defense was bad, right? Corey Littleton is the perfect example where you can, hate on me all you want, but Littleton said it himself. The defense, super complicated, super hard to be able to pick up. if you have a much simpler defense, hopefully with a bunch of younger guys, you're going to be able to play a little bit better. And I agree, literally just the transformation of putting Gus Bradley in and switching that from Paul Guenther is going to make a monumental difference. It's just, when you're the worst defense in your franchise history, how much of a difference is that actually? Let's go to Phil. You're next up here on the Raiders Report. If you knew for a fact the Raiders were going to lose the Super Bowl, would you take that, or would you rather have the first pick? So either I can make the Super Bowl and lose it, or have the number 1 overall pick. I mean, I feel like if you get to the Super Bowl and you have pick number 31, you don't really have as much to show for it. However, you do win a lot of football games. You win the AFC. Really, what I think that question comes down to is, do you want Derek Carr to be your quarterback? Because if you have the number 1 overall pick, he ain't going to be the quarterback, I can guarantee you that. But if they make it to the AFC Championship game, he's going to be your quarterback, and then he gets a contract extension. So I'll let you all answer that. What I want you guys to do now is shout out your city. Let me know where y'all are watching from. This is going to be the roll call segment. So we got 734 people watching us live right now. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's not milk. It's Fat Burner from Panda Sup. So give me a sec. What I want you to do, shout out your city. Let me know where y'all are watching from. If anybody watching right now is from Austin, Texas, or lives in Austin, Texas, I'm going to be there this weekend. I'm in a softball tournament with the DFW Raiders group. Apparently, I'm going to be batting 5th. We'll see what position I end up playing. But at the end of the day is this. If you guys live in Austin, if you want to go to this tournament, it's for the Wounded Warrior Project, so it's going to a good cause, and maybe we can meet up, have a beer or two. So if you live in Austin, Texas, hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to my man, Can't Walk. Much love, brother. Raiders, tough question for you. Playing devil's advocate, reason not to trade for Julio. The only reason that you don't trade for Julio is if his bidding starts to get really, really high. Like, if there's another team out there, it's like, all right, hey, we'll give you a first-round pick and then some, then maybe that's not a route I go. Or if his medical checks come back where he's not 100% healthy. Because you do have to worry about some of these soft tissue injuries. There's no doubt about that, considering the fact that he's getting up there in age. But I would say the only way I'm not going to do it is if I was told ahead of time that he's not healthy, and I don't know if God's watching right now, but hey, God, if you are, let me know. Is Julio Jones healthy? Let's go to Rico Leno. How do you feel about Lincoln Riley as a possible replacement for Gruden if he leaves? Also, by the way, Jerry Rice was a great free agency pickup. I mean, Rice was great, yes, and he was also on that great team. However, Jerry, when I think of the great Jerry Rice, it's for the 49ers, not for the Raiders. But I hear you out there. In terms of Lincoln Riley, I don't see him leaving Oklahoma. And one of the things that people don't really realize is you might actually be able to make an argument that a lot of these college coaches, like a Dabo Swinney, somebody like a Lincoln Riley, even Nick Saban, their jobs in college might actually be better than in the pros. It's better job security. They make a lot of money. I'm not saying they make as much as Gruden does, but he does make a significant amount of money. So he said, Sam's telling me again, Sam's a Oklahoma grad. He's making over $6 million a year, which sure isn't $10 million. But if you want Lincoln Riley to leave Oklahoma and come take over for Gruden, dude, I'm not kidding you. I think you have to give him Urban Meyer type of money, which is close to $12 million a year. That's a lot of change, man. Let's go to sickness_5152. How well do you think Arnett and Mullen can play under Gus Bradley's new defense, and will this get us higher than 8-8? Well, I can guarantee you this: we're not going to go 8-8. I mean, maybe 8-1, but I actually don't really know if Damon Arnett is going to start. Like, I get the idea that he's probably going to have the first, go at it. But I think Casey Hayward's going to outplay him. Rasul Douglas, another player that I think is going to fit better in what Bradley likes, because Bradley wants people that are long and athletic. Damon Arnett, not that he isn't, but I think that Douglas is honestly more talented than Arnett. Casey Hayward, we'll see how healthy he is, but I'm confident in Mullen. It's just finding that other cornerback. So will I bet on Mullen? Yes. I will not bet on Damon Arnett, though. Let's go to Ava Stanley. You're next up here on the Raiders Report. Besides Waller, who will be Carr's number 1 target? So if you're telling me right now to predict who gets the most targets this year, I'll give you my top 5. I'm going to go with Darren Waller. He's going to be number 1. I'll throw out Henry Ruggs at number 2 because I'm a believer that they are really going to try to get him involved this year. Number 3 is going to be, let's say, Hunter Renfrow. Number 4 is going to be John Brown. And then number 5 is going to end up being, we'll say, Bryan Edwards or one of the running backs, maybe like Josh Jacobs or Kenyon Drake. that's the route that I hope that it goes. And most realistic, I think John Brown could actually be the most targeted guy. But, we'll see. Let's go to Isaac Chavez. How about hiring Reggie McKenzie again as general manager? I'm kind of good on that. And I know a lot of people like Reggie McKenzie. However, that's not the route I go, because just like Reggie had one good draft class, y'all. And besides that, it was a bunch of just shit, if we're being honest, because 2014 was great. Besides that, there's nothing really to show for the Raiders. Let's go to Raider J. You're next up here on the Raiders Report. If we do get Julio, who wears 11, essentially is what you're asking me, right? Ruggs, do I think it's the one Ruggs will wear? I mean, if Ruggs is willing to give it up, we'll see. But, I mean, if I'm Ruggs, I'm like, shit, I'm going to keep 11. I'm going to make Julio Jones pay me for number 11. But I would wonder if maybe he ends up taking the number 8 instead. I believe that's what Julio wore in college. Maybe Mariota be a little bit more willing to give up 8 than Ruggs. But it could be something to at least, keep in mind. So as a reminder, y'all, you can use hashtag Raiders, or you can go ahead and super chat to get your questions here on the show.